Have you ever felt like there's something special about you? Like you're meant for something greater than the ordinary? Well, you might just be one of the chosen ones. Today we'll explore 5 unique signs that indicate you are indeed a chosen one, according to the profound teachings of Neville Goddard. Before we dive in, let's understand what it means to be a chosen one according to Neville Goddard's teachings. Neville believed that every individual possesses the power to manifest their desires through the use of their imagination and assumption. Being a chosen one doesn't mean you're superior to others, but rather, you're attuned to the cosmic symphony of creation in a unique way. Let's talk more about the first sign that you might be one of the chosen ones. It's all about having a strong belief in the power of your imagination. Now, that might sound like a big idea, but don't worry, I'll explain it in a way that's easy to understand. So, imagine you're like an artist, painting a picture with your mind. Your imagination is like the paintbrush, and your thoughts are the colors. You have the power to create anything you want, just by imagining it. Now, Neville Goddard, a wise teacher, said that your imagination is really powerful. It's like a magic wand that can shape your reality. So, if you believe in the power of your imagination, you're already halfway there. But here's the thing, it's not just about believing in your imagination, it's also about believing in yourself. It's about knowing deep down that you have the power to make your dreams come true, no matter what. Think about it this way, imagine you have this big dream, something you really, really want. Maybe it's becoming a famous singer, or traveling to faraway places. Whatever it is, if you believe in your imagination and your ability to make it happen, you're already on the right track. Now, let's break it down even further. Have you ever had a moment where you just knew something was going to happen, even when everyone else doubted you? That's the power of belief. It's like having a rock-solid faith in yourself and your dreams, no matter what. So, if you find yourself believing in the fulfillment of your desires, even when things get tough, that's a really good sign. It means that you're in alignment with the universal laws of creation, and that's a really powerful thing. But here's the thing, believing in yourself isn't always easy. Sometimes you might doubt yourself or wonder if you're good enough. That's okay. It's all part of the journey. Chosen ones understand that their thoughts and beliefs are the building blocks of their reality. They trust in the process of assumption, knowing that what they imagine with feeling will eventually become their lived experience. Let's talk about the second sign that you might be one of the chosen ones. It's all about something called intuitive guidance. Now, that might sound like a big, fancy phrase, but don't worry, I'll explain it in a way that's easy to understand. So, imagine you're walking through a forest, and suddenly you get this feeling in your gut, like you just know which way to go. Or maybe you're trying to make a decision, and suddenly the answer pops into your head out of nowhere. Those are what we call intuitive moments. Now, Neville Goddard, a wise teacher, said that these intuitive moments are like messages from the universe. They're like little nudges that guide you towards your desires, and they're really important to pay attention to. It's like the universe is whispering in your ear and saying, "Hey, listen up! This is important!" So, let's break it down even further. Have you ever had one of those moments where you just knew something was going to happen before it did? Or maybe you had a feeling about someone, and it turned out to be true? Those are intuitive moments. Now, here's the really cool part. When you start to notice these intuitive moments happening more and more often, it's like a sign that you're tuned into the divine guidance available to you. It's like you're connected to something bigger than yourself, and it's guiding you in the right direction. Think about it this way. Imagine you're driving a car, and you have a GPS that tells you which way to go. Your intuition is like that GPS, except instead of telling you where to turn, it's telling you which decisions to make in life. So, if you're experiencing these intuitive moments in your life, it's a clear indication that you're on the right path. It means that you're attuned to the divine guidance available to you, and that's a really powerful thing. But here's the thing, you have to pay attention to these intuitive moments. You have to listen to that little voice inside you, even when it doesn't make sense. It's like having a conversation with the universe, and the more you listen, the more you'll learn. Chosen ones understand the value of stillness and introspection. They create space in their lives to listen to the whispers of their intuition, knowing that it holds the keys to unlocking their highest potential. Let's talk more about the third sign that you might be one of the chosen ones. It's all about something called synchronicities. Now, that might sound like a big, fancy word, but don't worry, I'll explain it in a way that's easy to understand. So, imagine you're walking down the street, and suddenly something amazing happens. Maybe you run into an old friend you were just thinking about, or you find a $20 bill on the ground just when you needed some extra cash. Those are what we call synchronicities. Now, Neville Goddard, a wise teacher, said that synchronicities are like little messages from the universe. They're like little signs that confirm you're on the right path, that your thoughts are in harmony with your reality. It's like the universe is giving you a high five and saying, "Hey, you're doing great! Keep it up!" So, let's break it down even further. Have you ever had one of those moments where you think about someone, and then they call you out of the blue? Or maybe you have a dream about something, and then it happens in real life the next day? Those are synchronicities. Now, here's the really cool part. When you start to notice these synchronicities happening more and more often, it's like a sign that you're in tune with the cosmic dance of creation. It's like you're in harmony with the universe, and everything is falling into place just as it should. Think about it this way. Imagine you're a puzzle piece, and the universe is the puzzle. When you're in sync with the universe, you fit perfectly into the puzzle, and everything flows smoothly. But when you're out of sync, it's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. It just doesn't work. So, if you're experiencing these synchronicities in your life, it's a clear indication that you're on the right track. It means that your thoughts and your reality are aligned, and that's a really powerful thing. But here's the thing, you have to pay attention to these synchronicities. You have to be open to receiving the messages that the universe is sending you. It's like having a conversation with the universe, and the more you listen, the more you'll learn. And here's one more thing to remember, synchronicities aren't just random coincidences. They're like little breadcrumbs that lead you towards your desires. So, if you notice them happening in your life, follow them. Trust that they're guiding you towards something amazing. Chosen ones understand that there are no coincidences in life. Every synchronicity is a message from the universe, guiding them towards their destined path. Let's talk more about what it means to be a chosen one. The fourth sign is all about something called empowered manifestation. Now, that might sound like a big, fancy phrase, but don't worry, I'll break it down for you. So, imagine you have this big dream, something you really, really want. It could be anything, like becoming a famous singer or traveling to faraway places. Now, here's the cool part. Neville Goddard, a wise teacher, said that you can actually make your dreams come true just by thinking about them. But here's the catch. It's not about wishing really hard or trying to control everything around you. Nope, it's much simpler than that. It's about something called manifestation. Now, manifestation is just a fancy word for making things happen. But here's the secret. According to Neville, you don't have to force things to happen or try to control every little detail. Instead, you just have to feel like your wish has already come true. Imagine you're a chef, cooking up your favorite meal. You know exactly what ingredients you need, and you trust that they'll all come together to make something delicious. That's how manifestation works. You just have to trust that the universe will bring everything together in the perfect way. Now, let's break it down even further. Let's say you have this dream of becoming a famous singer. Instead of worrying about all the things that could go wrong or trying to control every little aspect of your journey, you just focus on how it would feel to be living your dream. You imagine yourself standing on stage, singing your heart out, and feeling the love and applause of the crowd. You let yourself feel all those amazing feelings as if they're happening right now. That's what Neville meant by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And here's the really cool part. When you do this, when you really, truly believe that your dream has already come true, something magical happens. The universe starts to work its magic, bringing all the right people and opportunities into your life to make your dream a reality. It's like you're sending out a signal to the universe, saying, "Hey, this is what I want." And the universe is saying, "Got it. I'll take care of the rest." But here's the thing, you have to trust the process. You have to believe with all your heart that your dream is possible and that the universe has your back. It's like planting a seed in the ground and trusting that it will grow into a beautiful flower. And here's one more thing to remember. Manifestation isn't just about getting what you want. It's also about becoming the person you were meant to be. It's about growing and learning and becoming the best version of yourself. Chosen ones approach manifestation from a place of empowerment rather than desperation. They understand that they are co-creators with the universe, and their role is to align their thoughts and feelings with their desired reality. Let's delve into the fifth sign. Neville Goddard, a wise teacher, talked about something very important: inner transformation. He said that if you're going through big changes inside, it could mean something special. Let's dive into this idea. Imagine you're like a caterpillar, just inching along. But then something amazing happens. Inside your cocoon, you start to change. Your old self starts to fade away, and something new and beautiful emerges. That's what Neville meant by inner transformation. It's like a magical makeover happening deep inside you. Now, let's talk about manifestation. That's a big word, but it's all about making things happen just by thinking about them. Neville believed that this kind of magic starts with your mind. If you can change the way you think, you can change your whole world. So, how do you know if you're going through this inner transformation? Well, Neville gave us some clues. First, think about your beliefs. These are like the rules you live by, the things you think are true. But what if those beliefs start to shift? Maybe you used to believe you couldn't do something, but now you're starting to think, "Hey, maybe I can." That's a sign that something big is happening inside you. Next, let's talk about perceptions. That's just a fancy word for how you see things. Maybe you used to see the world as a scary place, but now you're starting to see the beauty and the possibilities all around you. That shift in perception is like a window opening up to a whole new world. Lastly, there's self-awareness. That's all about knowing yourself really well. It's like being your own best friend. But what if you start to see things about yourself that you never noticed before? Maybe you used to think you were clumsy, but now you're realizing that you're actually quite graceful. That's a sign that you're getting to know yourself on a whole new level. So, if you're experiencing these kinds of changes, congratulations. You might just be on the path to becoming one of the chosen ones. Now, let's talk about why this inner transformation is so important. Neville believed that it's all about getting closer to your true self. It's like peeling away the layers until you find the real you underneath. Think about it this way. Imagine you're a treasure hunter, and the treasure you're searching for is yourself. Every clue you find, every discovery you make about yourself, brings you one step closer to unlocking the secrets of who you really are. But here's the really cool part. As you get to know yourself better, you start to realize that you're capable of so much more than you ever imagined. Maybe you used to think you were just an ordinary person, but now you're starting to see that you're actually extraordinary. Chosen ones embrace the journey of self-discovery, knowing that the outer world is a reflection of their inner state. They cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness and self-love, knowing that it is the foundation upon which all manifestations are built. So if you resonate with any of these signs, know that you are indeed a chosen one, destined for greatness. Embrace your power, trust in the process, and remember the words of Neville Goddard. Almost all of us are brought up in a society where we are taught not to believe in our desire, but to question our desire and the process that we follow. We are taught to suspect everything, not only our society, but also religious groups teach people to endure pain in order to learn and grow. And we are forced to accept all the facts of life, even if they produce feelings of pain, unrest, or suffering. But we can change our feelings by changing our perceptions and perspective. You know, the law of assumption says if we have different assumptions and different thoughts, we will experience something different. So changing our imagination, thoughts, and perception can change how we feel or experience things. As you can see, the law of assumption teaches the exact opposite of what most religious or spiritual groups teach. In the manifesting community, we are taught that regardless of who we are, what we do, and where we live, we can experience what we want to experience, and we can be whoever we want to be just by changing how we assume. We are told the manifesting community that we can have everything in the world and manifest whatever we want. Everything belongs to us. We are everything. We are gods who create our own reality. Nothing can change us, nothing can affect our lives, and nothing can force us to do what we don't want to do. But you see, on the other hand, our society teaches us about luck, fate, and facts. We are forced to accept who we are forced to accept things as they are. And we are taught to think about what other people think. It can occasionally seem as though we are deluding ourselves, or as though it is all too good to be true when we claim to prior experiences that run counter to these lovely realities. Instead of letting ourselves relax in the knowledge that we already have all we desire, it is simpler to accept the world as it is, and to believe that we must work hard to achieve our goals. This is where building faith and our awareness of God and gaining a deeper understanding of where our desires spring from comes into play. Here I would like to include one of Neville Goddard's quotes. He says, "Look upon your desires as the spoken words of God and every word of the prophecy of that which you are capable of being. Do not question whether you are worthy or unworthy to realize these desires. Accept them as they come to you. Give thanks to them as though they were gifts. Feel happy and grateful for having received such wonderful gifts, then go your way in peace." In simpler words, Neville Goddard actually says that our faith is our fortune. What do we think will happen to us? What we believe will become our reality. And our thoughts affect our lives the most. And our desires come from God within us. And what you see in the 3D world, such as a lack of evidence for what you want to manifest, has no effect on whether you manifest your desire or not. It means the 3D world doesn't determine our fate. The 3D world doesn't affect our lives in any way. We decide what we want to experience and who we want to be. Only you select what reality you want to experience, and you allow whatever happens in your life to happen. So you have got all the power, you have got all the energy, and nothing can prevent you from doing whatever you want to do. But it is another fact that believing this and assuming this is much more difficult. Although it seems easier, it really is difficult because our minds are trained to accept things only if they have got some evidence. If there is no evidence, our minds don't accept that thing. Is especially hard to believe for a specific person. If you want to manifest a specific person in your life, you will not easily believe that you can just attract that person into your life just by your thoughts. For some reason this specific person has left you and now you are fighting an old story from your past. But when you believe that our desires are the spoken words of God, and that we are one with everyone, everything, then we start to transcend the part of us that wants to question whether we are worthy of what we want, or whether we are doing the right thing. You also have to remember that your desires and whatever you think don't only serve you, but they also serve other people whom you interact with in any way. So regardless of whether you want to be in a relationship with someone, get a job you've always wanted, or experience something new, always believe that whatever you want is in the best interests of everyone close to you, or with whom you interact. You know that you are God, and you need to remember that God never makes a mistake. If your inner self desires something, it means you are capable of manifesting your desire. If you can think of something, you can get it too. Everything that comes into your mind isn't out of your reach. Because your desires are God-given and God makes no mistake. And when you know that your desires are God-given, then why do you need to have faith and persist in them? Let me say, if you don't believe in your desire, it means you unintentionally believe that you are not God. For God, everything is possible. The words faith and perseverance might sound like we need to do some sort of work to receive our desires. But it is actually quite the contrary. Having faith in what you want and what you desire, and persisting means that you have already manifested what you wanted to manifest, and you have become what you wanted to become. Having said that, this does not imply ignoring uncomfortable feelings and forcing ourselves to believe them instead, even though it may seem otherwise. We can allow ourselves to feel and let go of unpleasant emotions from a position of knowing that every thought and emotion we are having is guiding us toward the realization of our chosen reality. Is how I define persistence, and having faith and desire when I really feel my emotions while remembering who I truly am. All the negative thoughts, emotions and feelings fade away, and faith and persistence come naturally. Most of us join the manifesting community because we want to manifest some of our desires. And we become so focused that we forget to connect with our inner God, or I am the law of assumption manifestation. And Neville Goddard's teachings actually revolve around connecting the inner self, Our inner self is the true God which actually controls our life. The spiritual journey of the law of assumption is about connecting to your inner self. We are used to finding support and evidence from the 3D world we live in. And when you start in the manifesting community, you will also find support from the external world. We have been taught to ignore our consciousness and imagination. But in fact, our imagination is the actual world where we all live. We seek information and validation for our desires in the 3D world. But it's not the way to manifest them. You don't need any confirmation or answers to your questions from the world outside of you. You just need to connect with your inner self, your higher self. You will find everything inside of you. You need validation from the world inside you, not from the world outside of you. Neville Goddard said, "I have told you that I am, if therefore you seek me, let these go their way." When you connect with your inner self, you actually establish a connection with God. So the need for any validation or confirmation decreases. Because when you connect with your inner self, you get the answer to every question, you get everything that you need. So what I'm saying is that if you just connect to your inner self, you will need nothing, and you will manifest all of your desires. When you manifest anything in the 3D world, you don't need to focus on the 3D world. The whole process starts in your head. Your imagination and consciousness are required to manifest your desire. So why do you need anything from the outside world? Everything that you may need or even not need is inside you. Let me say you are everything. And you don't need anything. Everything that you need or wish to have is inside you. And it already exists inside you. So why do you need what you want? Don't you already have it manifested? Why do you still need the things that you already have? Why are you trying to manifest the thing that you have just manifested? Let me explain why you are lacking in desire. No one else shares your exact vibrational stance, nor can they. This understanding is not just philosophical or metaphysical conjecture. It is a powerful tool for transformation, the key to unlock the door to a fulfilling life. If we can grasp and internalize this fundamental truth, we will begin to perceive life in a radically different light. If we truly comprehend that our beliefs and interpretations shape our experiences, that our thoughts possess the power to manifest into tangible reality, then we begin to realize that we are not victims of circumstance, but rather the creators of it. This understanding stands as an antidote to blaming others for our reality. No other soul can vibrate, perceive, or change for us. Our vibrational stance and our perceptions are ours alone to manage. The external world cannot hold sway over us unless we allow it to. Once we stop blaming others for our reality, an empowering transformation occurs. We become masters of our destiny, liberated from the shackles of external influences. We come to realize that the key to love, joy, and desire outcomes is not found in the external world, but resides within us, deeply embedded in our internal guidance system. We begin to tap into our own vibrational reality, seeking fulfillment not from outside, but from within. Let's delve deeper into this concept of vibrational reality. Every thought, every emotion, every belief that we hold sends out a certain vibration, much like a radio transmitter sends out waves of specific frequencies. These vibrations, in turn, interact with the infinite field of potential that is the universe, attracting experiences and circumstances that resonate with the frequency we are transmitting. This vibrational reality is our unique creation, the sum total of our innermost thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. If we are broadcasting vibrations of scarcity, doubt, or fear, we will find ourselves navigating a reality that mirrors these sentiments. Conversely, if we radiate vibrations of abundance, faith, and love, we are likely to experience a reality that reflects these positive frequencies. In essence, the universe responds not to our wishes or whims, but to our vibrational stance. Thus, by consciously regulating our thoughts and emotions, we can effectively tune our vibrational frequency, transforming the quality of our experiences and ultimately, our reality. The potential for profound personal transformation lies in the ability to recognize and harness the power of our internal guidance system. This system is our emotional compass, guiding us through the labyrinth of life by providing feedback in the form of emotions. When we are in alignment with our authentic selves and living in accordance with our purpose, our internal guidance system resonates with feelings of joy, passion, and fulfillment. When we are off course, It signals distress, dissatisfaction, and unease. By attuning ourselves to this inner compass, we can course correct, aligning our thoughts, beliefs, and actions with our highest good, thereby creating a reality that serves us rather than subjugates us. Moreover, by turning our focus inward, by ceasing the relentless pursuit of love and desired outcomes from external sources, we discover an inexhaustible wellspring of love and contentment within ourselves. We understand that we are not incomplete beings seeking completion from outside, but rather, we are complete unto ourselves. We realize that we carry within us a boundless capacity for love, joy, and fulfillment. And by tapping into this inner reservoir, we can radiate these emotions outwards, consequently attracting experiences and relationships that echo these sentiments. Understanding and embracing this concept is akin to stepping into a divine dance with the universe, wherein we realize our potential as conscious creators, liberated from the constraints of circumstance. We no longer view the world as a hostile, unpredictable arena, but instead as a responsive canvas upon which we can paint our preferred experiences. So, dear traveler on the path of life, heed this: the reality you see, the experiences you have, are not arbitrary, but are a reflection of your vibrational stance, your own unique creation. Your beliefs and interpretations are not mere passengers, they are the drivers steering the course of your journey. Literally, there is so much abundance, love, joy, money, and bliss to go around that you don't ever have to settle for less. You can have everything that you want in this life only if you are a little open-minded. By being open-minded, I mean you have to trust that there is infinite good to go around. The supply of money and all the good things is never-ending. You can have all that you desire, and then some more still. It wouldn't make a difference to the supply. Also, sometimes we know that we are the creator of our own reality, but we tend to become unaware of it when life gets in the way. If you are listening to me right now, then I am very sure that you have been acquainted with the fact that you and only you are the operant power. That's the first lesson we all learn in the realm of manifestation. But like any other knowledge, the results start showing when you embody the knowledge in your everyday life. Just knowing something is not enough. It wouldn't dramatically transform your life. But what will transform your life is applying that knowledge to practice, in everyday situations, in the most mundane circumstances. So, this brings me back to my original question. How often do you remind yourself that you are the operant power? That you are the creator of your reality? And being the creator, a lot of responsibility lies on your shoulders. Just imagine the universe has given you this enormous privilege of writing your own destiny. Isn't that what one could wish for? Still, the majority of us tend to fall back to our old state of victimhood. Perhaps that's because as kids we were taught that we were at the mercy of circumstances, or that life is tough and challenging. I don't know what you were conditioned to believe, but it is one of the main reasons why you are not embracing your inner power. But what I am going to tell you just now will change your life. This advice will help you get in touch with your inner power, and will help you manifest everything that's on your mind. So, whenever you have the desire to manifest something specific, or you want to change your life overall, I want to assign some work to the universe, or the higher consciousness, and do some work yourself. It's much like the division of labor, and it's applicable in manifestation as well. So think of your manifestation as a project that you and the universe both are going to work on. You will be assigned some duties, and you have to fulfill them as best as you can. Also, the universe will be doing some things for you, and rest assured, it will do its very best to make things easier for you. But one thing you have to understand is that you are just responsible for doing your part. What you assign to the universe is its job, and you don't need to interfere, or get anxious about how that will be done. I am telling you that if you just understand and memorize this one principle of reality creation, you will become a master at creating things and conditions at will. Now let's talk about what are your duties in this magnificent project of a lifetime. Well, the very first and most obvious is to know what you want to manifest. You need clarity for manifestation, like you need oxygen for breathing. It's that important, but sadly, most people don't pay attention to this crucial aspect. So you have to create a vision for yourself. This vision will be the blueprint of the life you are about to manifest. It will be your North Star whenever you will get lost in the way. So make sure that you have a compelling vision. See yourself living the life of your wildest dreams in your vision. See yourself with the money, health, and power that you desire. See your relationships adding joy and comfort to your life. See yourself achieving all the goals that you never believed you could. Creating this vision and getting clarity over it may take some time, but be patient with yourself while doing so. I want you to have a future vision that speaks to your soul, that gets you excited about your life and your future. It must evoke the emotions of joy, freedom, and bliss in you. Once you have carefully curated that vision in your mind, then your next task is to mentally rehearse it, so many times that it becomes a permanent part of your psychology. For this, you would have to make visualization an integral part of your daily life. Fix a time when you can sit in for a visualization session every day, and then make sure you do your sessions at that very same time each day, no matter what. This is all that you have to do. Nothing impossible or challenging, right? Trust me, that's all you need to do toward your manifestations. The rest is the job of the higher consciousness. So, you have just clearly stated what you want to manifest through your regular visualization sessions, and now it's the universe's job to bring it to you. How that happens is none of your concern. You have to let go of the tendency of trying to figure things out, because it's a futile exercise. The universe works in magical ways that are way out of comprehension by our analytical mind. Our analytical mind, no matter how sharp or clever we think it is, can only go so far. It cannot become aware of or calculate the infinite ways your desire can come to us. The money you want can literally show up in your life without ever lifting a finger. I am not encouraging you to sit back and do nothing, but I am just trying to open your mind to the infinite ways that what you want can come to you. The relationship you want can also manifest for you without you having to put yourself through dating sites and bad experiences. Just imagine how perfect that would be. That happens when you become an attractor. You just attract things to you. You don't run after what you want, and you never chase anything.